Welcome to Navigating Texas Workforce Commission for Musicians, an interactive panel discussion. Fridays at 1 p.m. Brought to you by the Austin Federation of Musicians and with the Unemployment Compensation Advisory Committee. The Unemployment Compensation Advisory Committee are members of the Austin Federation of Musicians, Local 433 of the American Federation of Musicians, aka the Musicians Union. Some of us work as contractor 1099 workers, and others work as employee W-2 workers in various aspects of the music industry.
The goal of this session is to share our experiences, including trials and tribulations related to the Texas Workforce Commission, or TWC, with other musicians in the state of Texas to aid in navigating the TWC application process. We are not experts in unemployment assistance. We are musicians.
The information contained herein does not constitute either legal advice or an official pronouncement or a position of the Austin Federation of Musicians, but rather is only the personal opinions of the panelists. The panelists do not give legal advice or make official rulings on agency matters, should not be cited as authorities in any matter before the agency or when dealing with agency staff about a case, and must minimize their involvement with administrative processes. They also do not give legal advice on any other matter, and any information they should give should not be used as a basis for taking any employment-related action. Before taking any employment action that could adversely affect an employee, or before using any sample form or policy you may obtain from this group, you should consult a licensed, private sector, employment law attorney of your choice. All right, welcome back. Yeah, welcome, Russell.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, welcome.
Howdy.
Yeah.
Hi.
All right, this is Navigating Texas Workforce Commission for Musicians for March 26th, 2021. And yeah, I guess we're coming up on a year of these things. Not in a few months, not super fast, but whoo, yeah, it's been quite a year. We don't have too much today in the news, but I imagine we'll have kind of a short session. But we always recommend the links down in the video description as a place to start if you're just starting on getting assistance as a musician. God bless you if you haven't needed it until now. Help is there, yeah, you probably want to start with the best places, the TWC website itself, and then those other resources that are there for sure that we always make reference to. And we always make reference to what beverages we're doing today. I'm doing coffee once again. What are you guys drinking?
As usual, water.
Yeah.
My usual kind of purple tea, but it's really green tea.
Oh, nice. Excellent. Purple green tea. I like it. That sounds like a musician right there. Right on. Okay. Cool, man. Well, let's see. What do we have in the docket here? There's an article that came out today about the Austin jobless rate that rose about 0.2% in February with the freeze that they're seeing now. Some of the experts are saying that that's not a big deal and that it's going to start to go down with the vaccinations. We'll see, but that's just a number we want to keep watching because our business counts on people that are employed would have disposable income that want to come out and see music, right? And we know, even over the last 50 years, the reduction in disposable income has definitely hurt our business. So we want that to go up. We're rooting for everybody here.
That's right.
You guys heard anything about that, about the unemployment rate or anything?
I saw that and I sort of had the same response that you had.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we should probably watch this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they said that this is to be expected, and to some extent that's true, but that's a worrisome trend that we just don't need.
Yeah, and it seems to have the storm seems to have made it worse with some businesses having to shut down due to water, gas, power, all that stuff, and some of that stuff is still being fixed and cleaned up and everything else. So, one more thing to watch out for, I suppose.
Right.
Yeah, but we'll put that link in the show notes as well. I guess the biggest news with unemployment that we really have is the news that we don't have, which is news about the MEUC, the mixed earner unemployment compensation. We still don't don't have any concrete information about that. So you, the viewer, if you've heard anything about this, TWC is supposed to notify you if you qualify for it, and it's supposed to have begun the week ending last week, the week ending the March 20th. It's supposed to be the first week that you can take advantage of it, and it's just an extra $100 on top of your unemployment, in addition to the federal $300. But we don't know how that's being. It has to be implemented in Texas. We don't know how it's being implemented, and like we said before, it's probably taking a little longer because Texas already had a way to sort of account for people that had both 1099s and W2s. So there's probably some way they have to reconfigure that or account for that. But they did say it was going to go into effect last week, and we haven't heard anything. So keep an eye out. I'll put the same link that I put last week in the show notes, which is a frequently asked questions session with Julian Alvarez, the commissioner on the TWC representing labor. So that's a person that we pay attention to when we can, and in that frequently asked questions, there is some information, including that date that the MEUC is supposed to take effect. So, yeah, I haven't heard from anybody that's heard anything else about this. Have you guys heard anything from anybody?
Matter of fact, I'm totally confused about that.
Yeah, I know. I think most people are. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, man, all right. Yeah. Well, anything else about unemployment? I've got one other topic to bring up, but what about unemployment? Have you guys heard? It seems like people's unemployment has started to restart now. It's the tap has started to flow again, which is good. Is that the case for most of the people you're talking to?
That's the feel that I've gotten.
Yeah, I never lost mine, so
All right.
I don't know. But I know a couple of other people who didn't get it for a week or two, but they're back on it now. So,
And do you know if they got it backdated to when it stopped?
I don't know
I'm not
that.
sure. Yeah, I don't know
Not
that
sure.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, if you're watching and you have some information about that, let us know, so we can share the information, because that just helps folks navigate this whole thing. And sometimes it can help people not have so much anxiety about this stuff, because there's lots of things to be anxious about right now. It's just an abundance of anxiety and things that cause anxiety. So yeah. Gosh, what about? Can you tell us a little bit about that email that you received, Mark? About the rescue plan?
Yeah, I mean, probably everybody who is on unemployment at the moment got this email, but maybe not. It's from the Texas Workforce Commission, and it refers to President Biden signing the American Rescue Plan Act, the ARPA, into law. And basically, it says the ARPA extends all pandemic unemployment programs, including federal pandemic unemployment compensation and mixed earner unemployment compensation, MEUC, through September 4th, 2021. And then it says you don't have to contact TWC about these extensions, that you should keep on filing every 2 weeks. And then it lists 5 or 6 links where you can get additional information and resources.
Yeah, we think everybody probably receiving benefits probably got something like that.
I would think so. Yeah.
That email.
Yeah.
You should have at least. Did something like that appear in your correspondence box as well, or was that just an email?
No, that was in my email.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not currently receiving benefits, and I didn't not receive that email, but I can report that of the last month or so, whenever the TWC puts something in the correspondence inbox, in my correspondence inbox, they actually send me an email. this time. There's that giant steps again.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. Love it. Love it, man. Yeah.
That's a real musician.
Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah, I think I paid $5 for that.
Yeah, man. The Coltrane ringtone. Man.
Yeah, one other confusing thing to mention,
Hmm.
which I did receive in my inbox from TWC, is that it asked me to go to ID.me to verify my identity.
Mm.
And I tried 6 ways between here and Hades to get this to happen, and I could not make it work.
Hmm.
So I don't know if it was just that, it was the Monday after I got this notice and everybody else was trying to do it too, and it just shut down, but I couldn't make it happen. So
Hmm.
I don't know if that's going to mess up my receipt of unemployment or not. I'm going to try again today. But
Gosh, it seems like I saw something about that.
yeah, it says TWC will make a decision about your claim. Please respond as soon as possible, but no later than 04/02/21. And it says, if you are claiming unemployment, please go to id.me to verify your identity.
Huh.
And then it gives a link to get there.
And this was in your correspondence inbox on the TWC
Correct.
website.
Yeah, my TWC correspondence inbox.
Which,
And I tried for a couple of days to do the ID.me thing and just hit one roadblock after another, and I never could get it to verify me. So I don't know what the status of that is, but obviously I need to try again.
wow. And of course, April 2nd is next Friday. It's a week from today.
Yeah, so I got next week to deal with it. But
Yeah.
did you get one of those, Russell,
I did.
in your correspondence? Yeah.
I didn't try to get into it because I wasn't on the system, so I didn't know. I knew I was going to be in the loop, but I didn't try to verify.
Right.
Huh.
Well, I'll try it again today and let you know next week if I get somewhere with it.
I'm gonna check and see if see if that's in there on mine right now. Just because we're talking about it. Because that is interesting. And yeah, if it's not working, that's gonna be a problem, right?
Yeah. I could try it again right now and see if I can get in there, but
yeah, I don't know. Man, interesting. Yeah, so we'll follow that story for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you, the viewer, if you've been able to accomplish that step, or if you've had trouble like we have, let us know, because that could be an ominous sign if there's some sort of verification that's difficult to do. Much like
Yeah. Yeah, I tried to get, they have to say, now it seems to be working for the first time. Let me go on in here and see if I can get somewhere with this while we're speaking. 718-279.
There has been some, don't mumble any important numbers there, brother. But
yeah, right.
But there seems to be some indications that there has been actual fraud happening and some identity theft associated with unemployment, in the TWC. So that does kind of make sense. But if the system's not working, that's something we need to be in touch with our people about, both our musicians, but also our legislators and the people at the TWC, for sure. And that's where a union can really help. We can very credibly say, like, our members are having trouble with this. Let's fix it, and have that voice be heard and taken seriously by some of those folks. So
right.
Yeah, man, oh man.
Yeah, well, this is actually now in process.
Oh, great.
For this ID. Wow. So I guess the problem was that I just got on there before they really got it working or something.
Or there was a big flood of folks.
Yeah.
Much like we've heard about, like, the vaccine registrations, right? When they opened it up to 50 and above, it was a big flood of folks, and I think is it this coming Monday they're going to open it up carte blanche
To everybody.
to everybody, right? Yeah, so
Mhm.
that may happen again. That system may become overwhelmed again, or those systems, I guess, right? There's dozens of different places, different systems to register with, right? So yeah.
But from what I understand, you still get to choose the vaccine that you care to take.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
Oh wow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. It seems like people are getting it, and that's also that's a
That's
business
a
issue
great
for
news.
us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Have y'all heard from anybody or any public gigs coming back? Any outdoor, indoor, any of that
You
stuff
know,
coming back a little bit?
it's funny you bring that up. I mean, I'm sitting here with just complete joy. I played an outdoor gig last night. I won't say where, but
Yeah.
it was it was it was euphoric to be back in my environment,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's such a healing process to have that happen.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say you don't know how much you miss it, but you do. You
Mm-hmm.
know how much you miss it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and then to have the check come along with it.
There you go.
yeah, yeah. We've
Like, oh, this is gonna be
the
great. I get to pay some work dues with I'm happy to do it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the Texas Horns have a nice outdoor gig coming up on April 10th.
Excellent.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that very much.
Yeah, we're very blessed down here with the climate that we have. That the
Yep.
outdoor gig, as long as
Yeah.
you got a covering, of course, it could rain this time of year, um, but as long as rain's not in the forecast, that's a really good option right now, and people seem to be
Yep.
comfortable with it. How was the attendance with
The
the
attendance was great.
real? Yeah,
Yeah, it was great.
I know
I
what
mean,
place you're talking about. I think their attendance has been pretty good
yeah,
all
and they
along.
they had the dancers on the side of the parking lot, and you could come and eat, and it was really really nice, really well done.
Hmm.
Very cool.
I mean, they made every emphasis to keep people safe, and people were very cooperative with that, and they just had a nice evening, and it was nice to see that.
Folks were behaving themselves. It wasn't too crowded or anything.
Absolutely, yeah,
Oh, that's great. Right on. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason we can't do it. It's
yeah.
just folks have to do it right, and yeah, yeah, that's wonderful to hear, brother. I'm yeah, so happy to hear that. Man,
Yeah,
cool.
but that particular band, we haven't played together in over a year.
Wow. Yeah, the reunion right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's I mean that's part of it too. I mean it's reuniting with music, but also reuniting with those coworkers we haven't been able to
sure. Yeah,
work with in so long, and yeah, or even see sometimes. It's an amazing thing for sure. All right. Well, let's see. The other thing I wanted to mention is a state of Texas thing. The office got a call from the Texas AFL-CIO on Monday about a bill in the Texas House, um, and we of course we're hearing about all these bills in the state legislatures right now about voting, which
Hmm.
are ghastly. But this was actually a good bill that the AFL-CIO supports, and actually now we support as well, or at least I do. And it's yeah, it's a bill that was introduced by a Republican representative, Morrison, and it's let's see what's the number here. It's House Bill number 1632, and it's the idea is to create like a tax incubator for small music venues and festivals that are in smaller counties in Texas, like music festivals that are in smaller counties in Texas, and it creates like a rebate plan on their alcohol taxes.
Hmm.
hmm.
And so it's a pretty good deal, pretty good idea, um, to get those things happening again. And of course, I injected a little bit and said, hey, you should require that these places, execute contracts with their musicians that include, a minimum guarantee, of course. And of course, all of them do that already. The successful ones do with the big musicians, but the local musicians that they're going to be relying on are the
Right.
ones that they often don't do that with. And so if that was included in the bill, that could be a real slam dunk for everybody, and actually help the whole industry. But but either way, I think it'll help the industry. It'll help those businesses come back and start doing things that we can work on, hopefully. So that's nice to hear. Not all the state legislator news is bad, but there's some bad news even in our state, and bad news in
Well,
Georgia just yesterday.
that horrible bill passed in Georgia,
Yeah,
and
Oof.
our senator, who anyway is gleefully trying to bring that here.
Mhm. Yeah, it's going to be basically the federal government versus the Republican states on this voting rights thing, I think.
yeah, yeah. That is very sad to see that situation coming to pass before our
Well,
eyes here.
it's openly gerrymandering. I mean, it's they're not even trying to hide it.
Yeah.
It's Jim Crow all over again.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And in some ways worse than that, which is hard to even imagine how you could even consider that these days. So yeah, so that is happening as well. Those two bills in the Texas legislature right now. You have to. It's at the stage now where you have to either write your representatives, your senator or your representative in the Texas legislature. You can also go down there, and a lot of folks are kind of confused. I've talked to about this. Some folks think that if they go down to the Capitol, they can vote on these things, and you don't get to vote.
Yeah, yeah.
You
No.
just voice your support.
You just talk.
Yeah, and you can give testimony if you get there at exactly the right time. But you can also give written testimony, or you can just register your support for the bill, or your not support of the bill, your opposition to the bill, um, down there. And you don't have to. The interesting thing is to go into the Capitol. I think you have to get a COVID test, so it's a lengthy process. But you don't have to go into the Capitol building. You can go outside of the Capitol building, and if you get on the Wi-Fi with an iPad, if you bring an iPad and get on the Wi-Fi, you can register your opposition or your support of a bill right there, and it's pretty easy to do.
But you don't get to execute your personal filibuster. They will cut you off.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. There is no personal filibuster, right? Yeah. You have a limited time to make that testimony if you do get there at exactly the right time. Yeah. So anyway, as an example, I'll put the links to that bill that we supported on Monday. I'll put that in the show notes. And then there's two voting rights bills that we definitely want to oppose. So I'll put those in the show notes too, because we really don't want that to happen in Texas. I mean, wow, yeah, just turn the clock back 70 years or something, right? It's like, yeah, so scary stuff, man. And then I don't know if y'all saw in Georgia they arrested a congresswoman or a
Yes.
state legislator who was just for knocking on the governor's door while he was signing that legislation. And I can't imagine how they thought that was a good idea to do. I mean, how the state police thought it was a good idea to arrest that woman. That
Well, the
congresswoman.
optics are not very good.
Yeah, it
You
was
have this lady with just two huge sheriff's guys got her by both arms, and like she's there, just you're going with us. It's
yeah.
not. It's not a very good look.
No. Yeah, I can't imagine that's going to play out well, but it just highlights the fact that we got to vote. We got to vote. Yeah, got to vote folks out that are doing that kind of thing.
Well,
For
and
sure.
two, I mean, if they're allowed to get away with this, imagine what they'll try tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes to us as unionized workers. Don't think we're not on their hit list.
We definitely are. Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we're really the last bastion of sanity between safe workplaces and them just running amok.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what's on. That's what's at stake on one of the Texas bills. There's like a proposed state law to prohibit local governments from doing things that improve workers' lives. You know,
Yeah.
like requiring sick leave and things like that. It's like what?
You have to
So
think about that. You have to come on, really? I mean,
yeah. I mean things that just common sense.
yeah, I bet if it was a tank or some mustard gas, there'd be no problem.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. So. Whew, yeah. So definitely reasons to stay active in your local and state politics as well, because it matters. It matters a lot. Yeah. Right on. Right on. Okay. Well. Yeah. Do y'all have any other topics we should bring up this week? Have you heard anything from anybody about economic recovery or stimulus or unemployment?
No, but I do hear from more musicians who are able to secure work, which is
Oh,
always a good thing to hear.
absolutely. Yeah. Especially when it's good work, and it sounds like
Safe work too.
good safe
Yeah.
work. That's the thing. People always talk about that triumvirate. Of like does it pay well? Are the musicians good? Will it bring me better connections for another gig? Those kind of things. And then you also have to add on, is it safe
Yeah.
now as well?
Am I
But
going to die doing this?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, right on. Okay, well,
This
I guess.
mask.
Oh, what'd you say, Mark?
Oh, nothing. It's okay.
Oh, all right. Well, we're just going to sign off here. If there's nothing else, we'll be back next week. If you are watching this and you're in the music business, don't give up. Our country and our planet need American music, and we have to come back from this, and we can by sharing information and solidarity and working together. We will come back and bring professional music back to the United States because we have to. So we'll see you next week for this same discussion on whatever the topics are then, and yeah, we will see you then. Take care, everybody.
Okay. So long.
Hi, guys.